Tell me I'm not the only one with a stack of frames in my stash that are just sitting there. You know the ones, brown, dull, maybe a little scratched, totally uninspired. Well, today we are fixing that. I'm pulling out all the paint colors. We're layering, giving these frames some personality. We're adding beautiful molds, texture, and dimension. And I'll also be using the brand new Connie Lines and Designs rice paper, which is absolutely dreamy. So let's go ahead and get started. I picked up this first set of matching frames at an estate sale. I think I paid $1.50 each. I like that they were shadow boxes, and turns out they were already someone's DIY. One of the hummingbirds, I think, was a piece of wallpaper, and the other one was a birthday card from 1980. So as always, the first thing you want to do, and I think we as creators kind of leave this out because it's boring, but it is absolutely the most important part, and that is clean your project good. Once I got it all clean, I am taking Aviary, which is a DIY paint, and I gave it 2 coats. While that's drying, I pulled out the Whispering Spring rice paper from Connie Lines and Designs. I wanted to put a couple of different images, but I decided to sell these separately, so I'm doing the same, and I love this one. It's like whispering spring, like spring is coming, and it feels so good. Once the paint was dry, I came back with a wet rag and I distressed it. That's the great thing about clay-based paint is it's water soluble. It's so easy to distress. You don't have all the dust and the sanding. Once I got it all distressed, I am using DIY Big Top to seal these up. I put the pictures in and they turned out perfect. This aviary matches those little leaves in the picture perfectly. I let this chunky red frame sit through the holidays and Valentine's, and now I am going to give it a makeover. It didn't sell, so I am giving it 2 coats of Fusion. Whenever I'm not distressing, I love to use Fusion paint. It has a built-in sealer, self-leveling, and is so easy to use. And y'all, that's one coat coverage right there. This is the color Hazelwood, in case I didn't mention that. I'm also going to use the small lace strip from the new Iron Orchid Designs lace stamp and some white ink. And I'm just giving it a little bit of character on the top and the bottom with a little border. This one, you guys, this cute little trio, I believe is called Triple Trouble. And it is available on my website. It's all of the Connie Lines and Designs papers are at susieonthefarm.com. But y'all, this one is so cute. These little rabbits are just adorable, and that gray paint goes perfectly with it. This chunky little wood frame didn't have a back, didn't have glass, but that's okay. I pick these up all the time for next to nothing. I am giving this one a couple of coats of Fusion in the color Cashmere. This is a beautiful off-white color, and I'm going to put that aside, and while it's drying, I'm also painting one of the crosses that I cast with resin from the new Le Croix mold from Iron Orchid Designs. Because there was no back, I traced and cut out a piece of cardboard to fit inside of that frame. After I cut it out, I gave it a coat of white paint because I am going to decoupage on it. And to do that, I'm using a little scrap of burlap roses. This is a recycled decoupage paper, and I thought it would be a beautiful background for that cross. I'm using just a little bit of the Fusion decoupage and transfer gel to put this down, but you could also just use a glue stick. To finish this off, I am taking Fusion Oakum, and I'm just highlighting, kind of dry brushing those areas, raised areas on the cross, and I'm also going to dry brush on the entire frame as well. All of this has a built-in sealer. I don't need to seal anything. I just put it back together. I used a ribbon to tie it to hang, and I'm using Fabri-Tac glue. That's not normally something I use, but I had it out on my table where I was just working with some fabric, and look how beautiful this cross looks. I love the roses in the background, and I would say this frame got a big glow up. These are absolutely my favorite frames to pick up. The chunky ones with all the detail, but maybe the colors are just kind of blah. So I thought I'm going to give this one some color, and color I did. This is Liquid Sunshine by DIY, and wow, is it bright. I don't know that I've ever really used it before other than maybe painting a flower or something. So it was a little shocking how bright it was, but that's okay. It's going to work out perfect because I'm going to tone it down. Once the 2 coats are dry, I told you it was bright, I'm coming in with Big Top, and I'm going to go ahead and seal the entire thing. And that is just so when I put this white wax on, it doesn't distress it, because I just want the yellow to show. So I am rubbing DIY white wax over the entire thing, and then I'm taking a paper towel and just rubbing over it to remove some of that wax. The rest of it stays down in those details. This paper is called Resilience, and I think it's my favorite. Well, there's one more I'm going to show you in a minute, but this is my second favorite. So I was seeing if I could use those 3x5s, but they're a little small, so I had to cut the 5x7 down to fit inside the frame. I couldn't paint that backing because it's still attached to the frame, and I didn't want to get it on the yellow. So I just cut a piece of white packing. It was an IOD mold pack, actually, to put behind the picture so those colors would really pop. More I made. I'm not going to show you the painting and everything, but this one is called Butterfly Trio. I just painted that simple frame using Sea Glass by DIY, and it matches that middle butterfly. Love it. So beautiful. Next is the beautiful swan in Reflections of Grace. I did this one with Farm Fresh. I also distressed back to bring some of that gold, and then finished it off with the bow on the bottom, which I think was a perfect addition. Love how this one turned out. We have one more to go, and it's the most exciting. For today's last frame, I'm using one of Royce's papers, and I'm sorry I don't know the name of this one. This is an exclusive one to Sonnet's Maker's Box. So I just took a wet paintbrush and I wet around where I wanted, and I tore this out. And then I took a glue stick and added it on to the white backing that was already in the frame. I painted 2 coats of cashmere over the entire frame and set that aside to let it dry, and now I am pouring the standing up bunny, like the one facing the front, and a couple of the eggs with 10-minute resin. Once those are dry, I'm giving them a coat of the cashmere as well. Then I'm taking Fusion, and this is the color Oakum. It's a deep, rich brown, and it's a good neutral, and I love it so much. And I'm carefully painting the rim that was silver around the frame. I dark waxed over the bunny and the eggs, and then I took a paper towel and wiped back any of the excess, leaving that dark wax down in all those crevices and details, exquisite details in these molds. Put everything back together. I did use hot glue to glue these down in case whoever ends up with this frame wants to remove them. They'll be easy to remove. Okay, friends, I hope this inspired you to dig through that stash, pull out those boring old frames. You know the ones, the I'll do something with that someday frame. Someday is today. Don't overthink it. Grab some paint, add a little texture, layer some of that gorgeous Connie Lines and Designs rice paper. Just start. That's where the magic happens. These little projects are such a great reminder that it doesn't take something new to create something beautiful. Sometimes it just takes a fresh perspective. If you need supplies, you can grab everything I used over at SusieOnTheFarm.com. I've got the paints, the molds, the rice paper, all the good stuff ready for you. I hope this video was filled with lots of inspiration and gave you that little creative nudge you needed. Now go make something beautiful, and I'll see you next time at Susie on the Farm.